Have you ever noticed that you cannot look directly into your own eyes without the aid of a mirror? And even then, what you see is not truly you, but a reflection, an echo, like bouncing off glass and water and time. You cannot see yourself. Seeing, you cannot bite your own teeth. You cannot touch the tip of a finger with the same finger. And yet you exist. You see, you are aware. Now imagine this on a grander scale. If God were to look for himself, where would he look? In the heavens, in the silence of prayer, in the sacred scriptures or temples of the world? No, he would look through your eyes, for you cannot see God because you are his eyes. There's a kind of divine hide and seek going on. Spirit pretending to be human. The universe peering out from billions of pairs of eyes, each believing they're separate, each asking, where is God, where is truth? When all along, it is truth asking through them. It's a beautiful trick, a cosmic game of peekaboo. You, hiding from yourself, the one pretending to be many. And it's funny, isn't it, that the harder we look for God, the farther he seems to slip away, as though he's hiding just behind the very eyes doing the searching. Once upon a time, before time, there was no you and no me. There was only awareness still, vast, radiant. No name, no form, just consciousness, dreaming. But awareness grew curious. What would it be like, it wondered, if I could see myself? And in that moment of curiosity, a spark, a universe was born. Planets spun, stars ignited, and in some distant culmen of space, a small creature opened its eyes. It gasped and thought, I am alive. But what it didn't know was that its very breath was the universe breathing through it, and that creature was you and me and all of us. You see, God became the world for the joy of seeing himself through canvas perspectives. He became the flower, the cloud, the bird, the human. Every pair of eyes is another window, another angle from which the infinite can behold its own beauty. When you look into the eyes of another person, have you ever felt it, that faint shimmer, like looking into a deep lake and catching your own reflection? It's as if something ancient recognizes itself. Something vast and silent nods, as though to say, there I am again. For behind those eyes is the same awareness that looks through yours. It's like one candle lighting another. The flame is never divided, it only spreads. So when you say, I seek God, perhaps what you really mean is, I long to remember who I am. The mystics have whispered this for ages, but it's easy to miss because the moment you try to see God, you make him into an object, like something over there, something separate. And yet the essence of divinity is not something you can look at. It's the looking itself. Just as the eye cannot see itself, God cannot be an object in your awareness. For he is awareness itself. He is the seeing, the hearing, the touching, the tasting, the very act of being conscious. So when people say, I cannot find God, it's as though a fish was saying, I cannot find the ocean. The paradox resolves here. You have never been apart from God. You have never been anything but that which you see. It's only that you've been looking in the wrong direction, outward. The divine is not hidden in the clouds, nor buried in sacred texts, nor reserved for saints or mystics. It's right here, in your heartbeat, in your breath, in the quiet stillness that watches your thoughts come and go. When you stop searching for God as something external, you begin to see that everything you experience is God experiencing himself. Every joy, every sorrow, every tear and triumph, all part of the same great play. God is not a person looking down from the sky. He is the sky itself, and the earth, and the eyes that behold them both. It's like a dream. When you dream, you imagine landscapes, people, stories, but when you wake, you realize all of them were you. The hero, the villain, the stranger, the storm, all of it, a projection of your own mind. So too with this life when you awaken. You see, it was never you and God. It was God dreaming of being you. And what a marvelous dream it is to forget oneself so completely that one can rediscover oneself anew. And perhaps that is the secret. That God, in his infinite playfulness, chooses to lose himself in form so that he can find himself again through love. For love is simply recognition, and the recognition of the same self in another guise. When you love someone deeply, you feel that boundary dissolve. You forget where you end and they begin. That's the glimpse, the veil lifting, where God sees himself again through your eyes. So Close your eyes for a moment. Listen. Not to me, but to that quiet hum beneath your thoughts. That stillness is the sound of eternity breathing through you. You don't have to seek the divine. You only have to stop pretending it's somewhere else. Because right now, in this very instant, God is looking out. Through your eyes, hearing these words, feeling this breath, and perhaps He smiles because the game has been found out. The seeker has remembered he was the sort all along. So when you open your eyes again, look around. Everything you see, the light on the wall, the movement of trees, the faces of strangers, it's all one great being playing at being many. And if you look carefully, you might notice that same shimmer in the eyes of another. The silent recognition, like I see you because I am you. So my friend, take this moment as a small reminder. Don't rush to find the divine. You cannot miss what you already are. If this truth stirs something in you, let it settle, let it breathe. And if it stays with you, share it. Someone else may be on the verge of remembering too. It's curious, isn't it? How easily we forget what we truly are, like waves forgetting the ocean, or a melody forgetting it was part of a song. We become so absorbed in the rhythm of our own motion, our triumphs, our struggles, our identities, that we begin to think we are separate notes drifting through space rather than the music itself. And so we begin the search. We travel to temples, read scriptures, follow teachers and traditions, so low to find the sacred. But the sacred was never hidden. It was simply overlooked, like sunlight too close to the eye to be seen. You don't notice the light itself, you notice what it illuminates. And God is much the same. You cannot see Him directly because He is the seeing. A mirror cannot reflect itself. The knife cannot cut itself. The tongue cannot taste itself. And you, dear listener, cannot see the source of your seeing. This is why so many spiritual paths end in silence, because at some point words fail. The one who seeks vanishes, and what remains is only what has always been. The eternal witness, untouched, unchanging, simply aware. This is the peace that surpasses understanding. Not the peace of quiet surroundings, but the peace of knowing that you are the space in which all things appear. When you see a tree, you think, there is the tree, and here am I. But is it really so? For the tree breathes out what you breathe in, and you breathe out what it breathes in. In truth, you and the tree are one organism, trading breath, trading life, and beyond that, the sunlight that fed the tree, the rain that fell from clouds, the clouds that rose from oceans, all part of one endless cycle. There is no separate thing. There is only process, movement, dance. So when you look upon the world, see it not as a collection of objects, but as a living symphony, one song, one consciousness, expressing itself through endless variation. And here's the divine twist you've been asking, who am I? But that very question is God's curiosity playing through you. The question is not yours. It is His own wonder, turning inward through your voice. You, my friend, are not a human being trying to become divine. You are the divine pretending to be human. You are not a drop seeking the ocean. You are the ocean dreaming of being a drop. That is why every attempt to grasp God as an object fails. For the hand you reach out with is already the thing you're reaching for, and the eyes you use to look are the very eyes of the one looking through all. So what happens when this truth is seen not as an idea, but as a living realization? The walls of me and you begin to crumble, not into despair, but into wonder. You begin to see the play of the divine in every face, in every sound, in every fleeting moment. The divine becomes intimate, the ordinary becomes holy, and suddenly washing the dishes or walking in the rain becomes a form of prayer. Not because you're speaking to God, but because you are moving as God. There's no longer a division between the sacred and the mundane. Every breath, every gesture is part of the great unfolding. And when this is seen clearly, there is nothing left to seek, not because you have found something, but because you have realized there was never anything missing. You were never apart, you were never lost, you were only pretending. And in that moment, you may laugh, truly laugh, for you realize the joke is cosmic, and it's all right. It's always been all right. The laughter of awakening is the laughter of recognition. Lend the relief of remembering that you were never other than the whole. So now let everything grow quiet again. Let thought fall back into silence. The voice in your head will fade, the questions will dissolve, and what remains is what has always been here, this this silent presence, this simple awareness that watches the breath move in and out, this is what you are. Not the body, not the name, not the story, but the watching itself. And if you stay here, in this space before words, you'll begin to feel something subtle, a gentle joy, not dependent on anything like sunlight, warming your skin. It's not something you acquire, it's what you've always carried. The peace of God, the stillness of being. The world will continue to spin, people will come and go, but this awareness, this quiet seeing remains untouched. It was there when you were a child, it's here now, and it will be there long after the body returns to dust. That is what the mystics call the eternal. Not a place, not a person, but the pure knowing that has no beginning and no end. And that, dear listener, is you. So when you walk away from this moment, carry that remembrance lightly. You don't need to hold on to it, for it cannot leave you. You cannot lose what you are. Just let it live in your smile, in your laughter, in the way you look at the world. Let your seeing be soft, for it is God's seeing. Let your words be gentle, for they are His words. And let your heart be open, for it is His heart beating through yours. And if this realization touches something within you, pause, breathe, let the stillness echo for a moment. And if it lingers, share it not as a teaching, not as a truth, but as a reminder, a whisper across the dream that someone else might awaken too. Because after all, you cannot see God because you are His eyes.